Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So Canelo Alvarez has a four-fight plan with Turki Alalshikh'S. So the rumors about him and Terence Crawford not fighting, that seems to be false, okay? And misinformation kills any and everything that a person is trying to do, whether it's about sports, we're talking about in an office building, a professional setting. It doesn't matter if you're a maintenance worker. It doesn't matter. Miscommunication and misinformation will cause a serious breakdown in organizational cohesion. Now, when you're talking about here, with what we do here in boxing, right, there's no 99% of people out here doing this boxing stuff are content creators. So when someone refers to themselves as giving news, offering news, they're not news reporters. Now, some people disagree with that. Just a fucking content creator. Now, those who have a direct line to a guy like Turki Alalshikh'S, well, then maybe they can share some news with you. But for the most part, people are getting it second, third, fourth hand. Nonetheless, Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul. Let me just show you. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to give you the updates as I get them. Okay? So it looks like the potential opponents for Canelo for his four-fight Riyadh season deal could be Jamal Charlo in May or Bruno Sarachi. I don't know who that is. In September, it's going to be in the United States against Terence Crawford. In February next year, it could be Dimitri Bivol, Hamza Shiraz, or Chris Eubank Jr. And then in October next year, to be confirmed. Now, we know who controls the Ring magazine. It's Turki Alalshikh'S. Now, if Turki Alalshikh'S is telling us that there's a four-fight deal with Canelo and these are the potential opponents, when I look at this, only one name on there seems to be firm, and that's Terence Crawford. All the other ones are like, possibles. But Jamal Charlo is who I think is going to get the fight. But I'm going to tell you right now, Jamal Charlo will fight him. I don't know. I know Jamal Charlo's had his ups and downs. He's been out the ring. But Jamal Charlo, I just put a lot of credit and a lot of value in Jamal Charlo's jab. So I'm just being honest with you. Will he beat Canelo? I don't know, but he'll fight. Charlo's not going to run. Like, Jamal Charlo will fight you. But that's a really good fight. And I think it's a risky fight for Canelo. I do. I think it's a risky fight. But the build-up to that would be great because now you have where Canelo fought Jamel. Now he gets to fight his twin. It's not even just that he's fighting brothers. He's fighting twins. So I think that would be a good fight for Canelo. And I think it'd be easy to sell. Some people are going to have issues because we know Jamal's been all over the place. But I think it's a much easier sell to him fighting somebody named Bruno Sarachi. Then in September, him and Terence Crawford, there's no need to even talk about that. We all know that that fight is extremely interesting. And I think it's going to be a huge fight. But there's no mention of Jake Paul. Nothing. But you never know, right? You never know. Because even, Eddie Reynoso mentioned some shit about Jake Paul in May. But my thing is Canelo would have to fight him at cruiserweight. So we're just having a conversation, right? Because I'm telling you, nobody knows what's going to happen until it happens. But let's say Canelo, let's go back and look at this, right? Let's say he chose not to fight in May Jamal Charlo or Bruno Sarachi, okay? Let's say in May he fights Jake Paul. This is the issue. To fight Jamal Charlo, Canelo weighs in at 168. Then he goes to fight Crawford. Not an issue. No weight to cut, no weight to gain. He just goes business as usual as far as the weight cut. Now, if he fights Jake Paul at cruiserweight, I'm not saying he's going to get all the way up to 200 pounds, but now he's got to worry about scaling down from wherever he's at to get back down to 168. And that is a recipe for disaster. it doesn't matter if you're a Canelo fan or not. I think even Canelo fans would agree that's a recipe for disaster for someone, a boxer, to put on muscle and then try to cut that muscle in a couple months to get down to a certain weight. And we all know, we've seen fight, everybody knows about, the notorious Roy Jones coming down from heavyweight to 175. Antonio Tarver went and did the Rocky Balboa movie. Then he tried to cut back down to 175, and Bernard Hopkins put the bing bings on him. But that being said, Canelo, he got a 4-fight deal, and it looks like we're finally getting some kind of fidelity on what's going to happen going forward, man. Anyway, y'all hold tight. More to come, more to come. But what I will say, you know what struck me as odd? I'm going to tell you what struck me as odd right here. When I look at this, right? May and September makes sense to me. February and October, that doesn't make sense. When has Canelo ever fought in February? When has he ever fought in October? So when I look at stuff like this, I'm going to share it with you, but at the same time, I'm going to be real with you. You just don't know. I don't even know what to believe. But I do like what Turki Alalshikh'S said, where he came out here and kind of killed some of the bullshit. He says, don't mess with the lion. 4 fights for Canelo with Riyadh season. The deal is done. A lion doesn't lose sleep over opinion of a sheep. Fear the lion, not the jungle. And then you see Terence Crawford comes here and he says, I'm waiting on Canelo in September and going to shock the world in Riyadh season. So Crawford ain't fighting anybody until September. So there you go. Crawford's not fighting anybody. He's going to wait till September. And I don't blame him, because if everything goes as planned, Crawford's going to make the kind of money where I think win, lose, or draw, unless Turki Alalshikh'S and Crawford agree to some 3-fight deal or something, Crawford going to hang it up. Unless he beats, well, if he beats Canelo, I think he'll do the rematch. But nonetheless, I think Crawford's going to be very tempted, win, lose, or draw, to hang it up. Anyway, keep cool. Canelo Alvarez, Riyadh season 4-fight plan. He and Terence Crawford are still on. As far as Canelo and those fight dates in 2025, yeah, I don't know about that. February, that just strikes me as odd, February and October. Anyway, when you're getting paid the kind of money Canelo's going to get paid, between $300 and $400 million for them 4 fights, let me tell you something. You'll fight in February and you'll fight in October. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm about to go jogging in the breeze.